What if you could clearly hear divine guidance in every moment, where you're just being guided towards the right direction, where you will not make any mistakes anymore, where you clearly will hear from another realm what is good for you, what is not for you? How would that benefit your life? Now, I have been a channeler now, a professional channeler, for about 2 years. I've been channeling since 5 years, and before that, I heard nothing. So even if you hear not anything, that doesn't mean that you're not ready. Because you're watching this video, you are 100% ready. This video is encoded to share with everyone who is ready for the channeling experience. And you might have seen other channelers, like when I didn't channel yet, I was watching a lot of channelers. I was watching Matthias De Stefano, Esther Hicks, Bashar, Lee Harris, and Laurie Ladd, Phil Good, my name buddy, and all of them, they received such clear wisdom, and I was like, man, and they all told like, hey, everyone is able to do this, and I was like, how 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 can you receive such clear divine wisdom that just feels so godly, that feels so full of love, full of respect, and full of clarity? How do you do that? How do you even listen to that? That was me more than 5 years ago when I was still a computer scientist and quite critical about spirituality. I was interested, but also very critical. And every time I asked my guides, I was like, guides, can you give me some guidance? Can you show me? And I heard nothing. I always say I hear crickets because it felt, it felt if it was a movie that the producer would put cricket sounds in that part of my movie, that it was my life. So I was like, man, and now 5 years later, I can talk with everyone. And that's what I want to share with you. I want to empower you that this is the time to go for it. And in this video, I want to give you 3 powerful lessons that I wish I had when I started channeling, that would immediately skyrocket me to a level. And it would skyrocket me so much because after I learned how to channel, people came to me, can you teach me this? And I started other people to let them open up. And one of my last clients, she is amazing. And she went from crickets to voice channeling in the second session. She just started and voice channeling English and voice channeling light as if it was nothing. Well, when she came to me, she said, like, I want to do this, but I hear crickets. So I'm very sure that these lessons will skyrocket you. I wish I had them. It took me, voice channeling especially, I started with pen and paper, but voice channeling especially took me a long time. So let me go. Let me share with you what I learned because it's truly, truly, truly awesome. One of the first thing that I realized is everyone can do this. Everyone is meant to channel. And even if you don't feel like it, even if you're thinking like, and that was me, I thought I was broken, literally. Still, you're meant to channel, and actually, the information is already sent to you. The thing is, everyone is meant to channel at some point in their soul's journey, but not everyone is ready this lifetime. Luckily, that isn't you. But what I mean with ready is you will notice that also when I started channeling, like when I started to tell people that what I was doing was channeling, some people tuned out. I just was like, okay, those are not ready. But you found this video and you found all the other channelers because you are ready. Like this is kind of your magnetism saying like, okay, this will come into your field more strongly. And at one point, this will be something that you can do too. So congratulations that you're ready, because that means that this lifetime is the lifetime where you are channeling. And you might already have lifetimes before this one where you channeled, and that makes it so much easier, and that will remember all of these skills so much faster than somebody who has it for the first time. But still, when channelers come into your field, when multidimensional knowledge comes into your field, you start to become ready. Your body starts to become ready. Your mind starts to be able to hold that wisdom. So I'm so excited for you. And I want you to, if you feel the narrative inside of you is like, I don't know if I can channel. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I don't know if I'm someone that can do that. To change that with everyone is meant to channel and I'm now ready. You can do this. You can 100% do this. It's not that hard. Actually, I will show you later. It is quite natural to us. So change the narrative, first of all, because everyone at one point is meant to channel. There are even planets that I learned from because I started channeling. There are even planets, they don't use their mouth. Some don't even have a mouth. They are constantly in channeling states. They're constantly in telepathic states. They don't need mouth and ears anymore. They can just constantly receive through their energy body. And your energy body can do this too. Every human body is able to channel. So that's very exciting. It's just about the journey if you're ready or not. And because you're here, you are ready. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm just so excited. Sorry that I'm giddy and laughing, but I'm just so excited for you. You know, like I know the moments. I still remember freshly the moments where I was not able to. What I'm gonna share you now is gonna skyrocket you in this journey. So let's go. A thing that I learned about all of this, I call it the channeler's inversion. And this is something very interesting. Now, what is a channeler's inversion? You think when you hear other people talk about multiple dimension and divine guidance and galactic councils and manifestation, and you hear all this super clear guidance, you kind of think, oh, there must be a really big being talking to them. But it's not true. That's kind of the inverse thinking. Like higher dimension energy comes through the more subtle layers. You think because the information is big, then the information must be obviously coming to you. It's not true. The information is big, but it comes through very fine layers of reality. The most gross layer is the physical reality, the one we're here in now, right? Like the one where we can bump our head against the wall. or you know, like with this layer with rocks and stones and things like that. This is physical reality. This is a dense level of reality. But channeling is coming from subtler levels of reality. So what we need to do is we need to listen to subtler vibrations, even though the information inside it can be huge. The listening to it is not listening to the obvious, it is listening to the minuscule, to the subtle things, you know. If my words right now, these physical words, is physical reality, you can maybe combine it with a rock, the density of a rock. So you will definitely feel when a rock hits your body. But the subtler layers, you can be combining it like the density of satin or the density of air. So instead of listening to the heaviness and the densities and the clear guidance, we need to listen to the subtler whispers, to the subtler layers of reality. So that's so excited, because then the only thing we need to learn how to do is to observe the subtle. When you close your eyes, there is, of course, obvious input. Your thoughts may be quite obvious, your emotions may be quite obvious, but you might also feel very subtle sensations just on the edge of your body, or maybe you feel a little wobbling energy somewhere, just very gently there. Like if you wouldn't notice, you wouldn't be there. But through these subtle channels, this most energy comes. And that was one of the big mistakes that I made, was I was listening to very I was thinking it would be coming from somewhere like big, you know. I would hear a big voice or a group of beings, and I would hear them as clearly as you hear this video, and I would see pictures as clearly as you see this video. And For me, it didn't come at all like that. And for all of my clients so far, it didn't come at all like that. I needed to teach them how to listen to the subtle energy. And for me, what first happened is I was just constantly, and I will, by the way, I will make another video where I share my full journey from hearing crickets to being a professional voice channeler very soon. It will be on my YouTube probably this week. But I would love to now empower you to already start listening it for yourself. For me, I just started constantly saying something or saying like, hey guides, where are you? Hey guides, can you give me some guidance? And first I was hearing nothing, but actually I was feeling subtle energy moving every time I asked the question. I was hearing very subtle energy moving. And that's what we should listen to. And when you listen for that and you observe that long enough, you will be able to extract the information that is inside of it and put it into the world, or put it onto a paper, or put it out of your mouth, or just hear it and know which way to go to. So this is a big inversion you need to make in your mind. It's almost the opposite of what I thought it would be, but it makes sense, right? Like how can a sixth or a seventh dimensional being come as strong as a third dimension energy? It needs to use a lot of energy. Like they are living on a way different level of reality, and those levels of reality are way lighter, even lighter than air, even lighter than the whole physical reality in general. So we need to start listening to the very light, very subtle vibrations. You can hear them, but when you're not trained for it, you need to start listening to it more. And that brings me actually to my second point, which is a really good metaphor. This metaphor I started learning when I was doing Akashic record reading, and that was my first channeling practice. And this metaphor is so good, and it is so in sync with channeling, I have to tell it to you. When you first learn how to spell and write and read, you have certain symbols on a paper or on the blackboard, and you start learning how to pronounce these symbols. And when there is a word, you start to learn how to pronounce these words and what these words mean. But if you're not knowing that yet, like if you not know how to read yet, let's say a 3-year-old, and you give a 3-year-old a book, right? Let me get a book. If I say to the 3-year-old, hey, you should listen, you should really read The Power of Now, and you give him such a page, right? He sees a lot of different signs and symbols on a page, but he's not able to extract any meaning from it. It's just signs on a page. It isn't until we start reading, and we start reading a lot, and we start observing these letters and these combinations a lot, that our brain starts to extract meaning from the information that's already there. So it's not that the information is not there, it's just that the brain is not trained yet to extract meaning from the information. So when it comes to reading, that's information, but that the brain needs to learn that information for long enough so that it can extract meaning. And when it extracts meaning, it can learn, it can write, it can become a very happy scholar or a happy writer or a happy reader. Like this is a beautiful metaphor that will that's how you learned reading, right? This is how you learned reading. Now let's do the same, but then when it comes to channeling. So when it comes to energy, the energy is already there. The information is already there. Every time you ask a question, every time you ask for help, every time you ask for guidance, it's already there. The information is there. But first, the mind needs to be able to perceive that information and learn and observe that information so that you can become a very happy channeler. And yeah, this is what is so beautiful about all of this. Once you start to extract meaning from the information that's already sent, all of a sudden your brain is able to unpack the energy packets that have been sent to you. And this way you can become a very happy person. You can enjoy life to the fullest. You can incorporate many dimensions into your physical reality, which will always show you the way, which will always support you, which will always love you. And this is just such a beautiful state of being. And oh my God, I want to give this to everyone. Like, this is so good. I became so almost obsessed by the topic for myself because I knew it was for everyone. I saw so many channelers doing it. I was like, man, I want to learn how to do this. But I had a very active scientific mind, so it took me a while. But now I went through the information. Now I saw how this goes from complete not able to extract meaning to completely able to extract meaning. And it doesn't mean you only are able to listen to your guides or angelic beings or Akashic records. You will be able to talk with everything that sends out energy. I mean everything. This is galactic beings. These are trees. These are forest creatures. These are animals. Like there's so many beings that send energy and send telepathic signals. Once you start tuned to it, once your brain starts to observe it, you will be able to translate all of it very fast. And what is even more beautiful is that energy is way easier to learn than text on a piece of paper. Like, it took me years to learn how to read properly, right? I think I come from the Netherlands. We start around 6 years old with reading, if it's not your interest. And it has never been my interest, honestly, until I started to learn personal development books. But maybe when I was 10, 11, that's when I started to read properly my first books. So it took me 5 years, but energy doesn't take 5 years. It's so much faster. Like I said, one of my latest clients did it in 2 sessions, right? That was just 2 weeks apart from each other. We gave her all the upgrades and she just started to voice channel almost as a natural. It's like, whoa, this is so huge. This is awesome. And you can do that too. The major step is my previous point, actually. Observe the subtle energy. Let your brain be exposed to communication with your guides and angels, and you will start to understand. And that's why I'm even more excited about it, because I'm recording this video actually just before Halloween time. Halloween time is a sacred, celebrated vessel where the veil is the thinnest. Like, yes, there is Halloween, it's very commercial. Yes, there's Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, beautiful, also very commercial. But before that, there were already pagan celebrations that were celebrating exactly the same phenomena. Like right now, the veil is thin. And I've been guided by the Akashic Records to give you a crash course in channeling. This is a 5-day experience in the week of Halloween. Learn how to channel your guides. Learn how to channel your angels and your Akashic Records, your beautiful book of life, your book of your soul, where literally everything is in 5 days. You can do this. You are ready for this. And this year, if you watch this right now in 2025, it will be from the 27th to the 31st of October, from Monday to Friday, 90 minutes per day. I'm so excited for it. So if you feel you want to just dive in and have a crash course, and within the next week already know how to communicate very clearly to your guides, your angels, your Akashic records, then I would highly invite you. The website is veilisfin.com. And I also put a link in the description for you to check it out. I would love to have you. It's going to be such a beautiful journey. Yeah, oh man, it's such a gift. I cannot stop thinking about it actually. I wish everyone was ready, but luckily you are. I want to go to the third point. The third point is this: keep talking, asking, and intending. With intending, I mean setting intentions. This is because they are always listening. They are always sending this information. So the more you talk and ask and intend, the more your brain gets exposed to this information, the more your brain can learn how to extract the meaning out of the information, and the faster it will be able to. Now, how do you keep talking, asking, intending? Just saying, hey guides, can you give me some guidance? Hey angels, can you give me some healing? Hey Akashic Records, can you ask me about my soul's purpose? Hey Pleiadians, hey Arcturians, whatever you want to talk to. Hey tree, how are you? Is there anything I can do for you? Do you need more water? Can you teach me something? I had the most incredible healings because I just sat to a tree and I started talking to it. It might feel weird, but everything is energy. Trees are able to talk energy. Trees are extremely wise beings. Their main intelligence just lives on a more energetical plane. Yes, they have a physical expression, but their main intelligence lives somewhere else. And most of us are not tuned to that. Some of us are born sensitive, right? And everything is open for them where they are a child. But there's only a few that keep that sensitivity alive. Because a lot of us, even when you're sensitive, you are born in a world that is not sensitive, and they will say, stop dreaming, start to become present here, not over there, stop seeing ghosts and things, like there is nobody here in this room. When you constantly hear that by your great parents, that back then they're like maybe 10 times greater than you, and you think they are the all-knowing creatures, you start to numb and close off these intuitive powers. And I'm here to reawaken them because it's time, and I learned how to do it safely. And you are resonating with this, so it's time, right? So even if you're born sensitive or not born sensitive, you're meant to channel, and you can do this. And the main thing that I highly recommend is just keep talking. Now, why keep talking? Because these beings are moving and are abiding a law that's called the law of non-interference. Now, what does that mean? A law of non-interference means that they are only able to respond if you give them permission. So asking them a question is giving them permission to answer. But if you are not doing that, they will just watch you and protect you and send love to you, but they will not intrude your experience because they value the physical experience so much and your choice to reincarnate in a physical body so much that they will only come when you request them to come. It's a form of it's a higher level of respect. You might say, hey, if they if you're really in need, or if you really feel really lonely, or if you feel really like life is at the moment not going well for you, you might think why are they not helping? Maybe because you're not asking for help. Why am I not hearing them? Maybe because you don't ask a question. You just think that will naturally hear you, but they are respecting your third dimension experience so much that they only help when you give them permission to help. And talking to them, intention setting, and asking questions to them will being able to do that. And you can do that whenever you want. You can do that in your mind. You can do that out loud. They will hear you anyway. You can do that in your bed before you go to sleep. I always ask before I go to sleep if I can completely be restored, be rejuvenated. I give them permission to put me into healing containers where all of my body and all of my many energy layers get completely refreshed and restored. That's a question. And whenever I ask that question, I give them permission to do that work on me. But if you don't ask it, they will just happily and lovingly watch you and stand by you and support you. But they will not be able to interfere. Lower beings, beings from lower frequencies that we're also going to talk about in the Veil is Fin, because you need to know how to protect yourself. Those are not respecting this law. So whenever just a being comes to you and you didn't ask for it, then you can automatically know, oh, this is not from your highest good, and you can send them away, request to go them away, or call somebody that knows how to properly protect your space and your energy from it if you don't know how to do it yourself. But higher beings will always move according to this law of non-interference. And therefore, we need to actively engage with them so that they can finally speak. They are waiting for you. Like, they love to be in communication with humanity. They love it, but they respect our journey so much that they will keep their distance until we ask them to come closer, to help us in active ways, in obvious ways. So, isn't this exciting? I encoded this video to be sent to everyone who is ready. Like, I encoded Spirit. It's another question that I asked Spirit. Like, Spirit, can you make sure that everyone who is ready sees this video so they can be empowered, so they can start channeling, so they can open up to their higher self, to their guides and their angels, so they can start. Just start the process. It is such a bliss. Really. Like, you will never feel alone again. You will never feel you don't know where to go again. Like, you will never feel lack again. Like, you can just, at one point, I was 3-4 months in my channeling journey. I started to ask a question, and I could write down 2 or 3 pages of information. Just, like one simple question, just like, and that information was already there. But I exposed my mind so much to the energy that it could finally extract all of the knowledge that was being sent. And whenever you have that abundance of true wisdom, not just wisdom from, some kind of newspaper or social media, but true wisdom, you just feel like, oh my God, this resonates so much. It creates goosebump. When you have constant access to that, your life will be so enriched. And that's what I wish for you. So let's live an enriched, empowered life. I will soon make more videos about this. And if you're ready, let's join us in this Veil is Fin experience, because you will be able to channel in 5 days many sources of information. I'm very, very excited to start that journey. And I already feel that if you watch this video later, maybe in 26 or 27, I might want to do this every year around the Halloween time, because it's such a special time for me spiritually to connect people to their higher nature. So yeah, even if you watch this video later, look on the website, stay tuned. I would love to continue this work. It's such a pleasure to be your guide in this, and I wish you so much love on this journey. Hey, this is Editing Philly. I forgot to say something. I actually made a channel last year on Halloween. I opened the Akashic Records of Halloween and Dia de los Muertos, and I was like, what is the true meaning of this? So you will, in this channel that you can find right here, you will be able to see the meaning of that straight from the Akashic Records. So you immediately know if this way of channeling, voice channeling this is, if that resonates with you. If you would love to learn and have such things every day. So enjoy.